Welcome to SATV News. This is Nouri Alamin with the headlines. Attack on NCP convoy in Gopalganj, banned Aum League activist clash with police, Section 144 imposed. Muzaffarpur condemns attack on NCP's Gopalganj march, BNP leader warns of renewed chaos. Mourning Day being observed across country on occasion of July Martyrs Day. National flag remains at half-mast in government offices. Now in details. Gopalganj town has been engulfed in chaos amid intense clashes, arson and violent attacks allegedly by the activists of banned Aum League and its students' wing surrounding the march and rally organized by the National Citizen Party since the morning. The local administration has imposed Section 144 in Gopalganj due to escalating unrest. Police and army personnel, along with 4 platoon of Border Guard Bangladesh, were deployed across the city. The unrest escalated earlier today when a police vehicle was attacked and set on fire shortly before the NCP convoy entered the city. A vehicle belonging to Upazila Nirbahi officer was also attacked shortly afterward. Following a brief rally, NCP leaders were en route to Madaripur under police protection. Around 2:45 p.m., their convoy reached the launch ghat area near Gopalganj Government College and come under the attack again. The NCP activists dispersed under pressure and party leaders were left stranded in the city. They later took shelter at the Superintendent of Police office. Law enforcement forces responded by chasing the attackers who had gathered at the Chorungi intersection, wielding a stick and throwing bricks at police. Meanwhile, NCP convener Nahid Islam has declared that if justice over the attack on the rally, the venue is not delivered promptly, the party will return to liberate Gopalganj from Mujibum, their own hands. As you know, and now the NCP leader were still stuck in Gopalganj. Meanwhile, BNP Secretary General Muzaffarpur Islam Alamgir has voiced deep concern over a reported attack by members of the ousted Aum League. The Nationalist Citizen Party pre-announced march to Gopalganj program. Following to the fall of the autocratic Aum League regime, through the students and public uprising, certain miscreants are once again attempting to exploit the situation by creating chaos and instability in the country for their own gain, Mr. Farkul stated in a press statement today. He also described the day's attack as barbaric and symptomatic as a larger threat. The deteriorating law and order situation has emboldened army loyalties who in dispersion are resorted of violence in an attempt to undermine the interim government and plunge the country into turmoil for the benefit. Added Mr. Farkul, the BNP leader concluded by demanding the immediate arrest and exemplary punishment of those responsible for the attack on the NCP's rally in Gopalganj. The International Crimes Tribunal 2 today ordered authorities concerned to publish notice on 2 national dailies asking the 8 fugitive accused in a crime against humanity case filed over the killing and burning bodies of 6 youths in Australia during July-August mass uprising to surrender. The 3-judge panel of the ICT2, led by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhary, passed the order and set July 28 for further hearing in connection. If the fugitive failed to surrender before the court, the trial will be initiated in the absence. The ICT2 on July 2 took into the cognizance the former charge in the crimes against humanity case file over the fighting and the 6 youth in Australia, killing 5 of them, burning their bodies along with another youth alive during the July-August mass uprising in concealed to evidence. It has also issued arrest warrant against the 8 accused. The prosecution filed the former charge against 16 people at the office at the ICT register. While chaos reigns in Gopalganj, Morning Day is being observed across the country on the occasion of July Martyrs Day today. Marking the day, the national flag remains at half-mast in all government, semi-government and autonomous institutions and educational institutions of Bangladesh, including all government and private buildings and Bangladesh missions abroad. Special prayers were held after the Johar prayers in all mosques across the country today, seeking divine forgiveness for the soul of those martyred during the historic July mass uprising. On the occasion, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus issued a message yesterday urging all to work together to utilize the opportunity created with the sacrifice of July martyrs, aiming to build a new Bangladesh. He also said that July 16, 2024 is a remarkable day in the history of mass uprising of students, workers and commoners. BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Abdul Moin Khan said the BNP will resist any attempt to establish a new dictatorship under the guise of democracy. Meanwhile, BNP's chairperson advisor Jainul Abidin Farooq said the NCP leaders are upset after not getting registration after submitting thousands of pages of applications to the Election Commission. They made this remark during a program at National Press Club this morning. BNP chairperson's advisor Jainul Abidin Farooq said the NCP is making contradictory statements after not getting EC registration. He also criticized the controversial statement made by BNP leaders. Standing Committee member Dr. Abdul Moin Khan said that he is embarrassed by the statements of political leaders in the past few days. He also said that if someone wants to become a dictator under the guise of democracy, BNP will resist. He said those who are creating division to do know and don't hold the ideals of Bangladesh. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back, and you are watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. The Palestinian death toll in Gaza Strip had risen to 58,479, with 139,355 injured since October 7, 2023. Over the past 24 hours, Israeli military operations in the enclave had claimed at least 93 lives and injured 278 others, the statement said. Among the 93 killed, 6 lost their life on the way or to aid center, according to the statement. At least 875 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli attacks while trying to access humanitarian aid during the past 6 weeks. The UN High Commissioner for Human and the Rights and said that Tuesday on Israeli shelter and security forces have intensified their killings, attack and harassment of Palestinians in the occupied West Bank, of violations of international law. Since the launch of Israel's Operation Iron Wall, the north of occupied West Bank earlier this year, about 30,000 Palestinians remain forcibly displaced. Israeli forces have shot live the ammunition at unarmed Palestinians, including those attempting to go back their homes in the refugee camp in Zenim, the Turkarin and Nur Shams, according to UNRWA. Youth from Syria's Druze minority gathered in the town of Masdal Shams in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights on Tuesday, as Israel said it was operating in southern Syria. Waving the Druze flag, youth gathered near the border fence where Israeli soldiers could be seen on the opposite side. Earlier, Druze demonstrators blocked road in northeastern Israel and called on the Israeli government, international bodies to intervene to stop the clashes in Syria. A Russian drone attack wounded at least 8 people in Ukraine's central Donetsk region, officials said early on Wednesday. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia launched 400 drones and 1 ballistic missile, primarily targeting Kharkiv and the Kryvyi and the Donetsk, 3 cities in different parts of Ukraine. It said it had shot down most of the drones, but that 12 unspecified targets were hit by 1 missile and 57 drones that were not intercepted. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte warned on Tuesday that countries such as Brazil, China and India could be hit very hard by secondary sanctions if they continued to be business in Russia. Rutte made the comment while meeting with senators in the U.S. Congress the day after President Donald Trump announced new weapon for Ukraine and threatened the secondary tariff on 100% on the buyers of Russian export unless there is a peace deal in 50 days. He also further called on the leader of the three nations to directly urge Putin to commit the peace talks.
Thank you.
China on Wednesday said comments by U.S. President Donald Trump, United Nations envoy peak Mike Waltz reflect Cold War zero-sum mentality a day after the former Republican lawmaker remarked that Washington needs a strong voice to counter Beijing. Waltz made the remark during his appearance before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee on Tuesday, adding that he is confident we can make the UN great again. Speaking at a regular news briefing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian said China opposed Waltz's typical ideological bias and the U.S. should take concrete action to build stable relations instead. Britain's annual rate of consumer price inflation unexpectedly rose, its highest over the 3-year at 3.6% in June, official figures showed on Wednesday, slightly tempting expectation for the further cut in Bank of England interest rate. June's reading from the Office for the National Statistics took for annual CPI rate to its highest since January 2024, against expectations from economists in the Reuters polls for it remained unchanged at May's reading on 3.4%. British inflation has risen steadily since touching a 3-year low of 1.7% from last September. Oil fields in Iraq's Kurdistan semi-autonomous region were attacked by bomb-laden drones for a third day on Wednesday, causing 2 floods and the fields to halt production. Oil and gas firm DNO, and which operates the Turk and the Peshkavir, the oil field and the Zako area that border Turkey, said it temporarily suspended production at the fields following explosion that caused no injury. The field were attacked by 3 bomb-laden drones, but there were no casualty, only material damage, said Kurdistan's counter-terrorism service. Another oil field operated by US-based Hunterwell was also attacked later the Dohuk region of northern Iraq. Clashes erupted between demonstrators and police in the Iquitos on Tuesday as President Dina Boluarte arrived in the northeastern, the Peruvian city for an official visit. Workers and union groups began mobilizing in the early monitoring and protest Boluarte presence in the city. Tensions escalating when demonstrators attempted to approach the venue, whether the president was suspected and scheduled to attend a regional state council meeting. Nigeria's former President Muhammadu Buhari was buried on Tuesday by backyard on his home in northeastern Katsina state as residents climbed trees to bid farewell to the 82-year-old leader. Buhari, who led Africa's most populous nation from 2015 to 2023, died on Sunday in a London hospital after an undisclosed illness. The former president was given a military parade and 21-gun salute at the airport before his body was transported in Dawa, about 80 kilometers away. His coffin, draped in Nigeria green and white national color, arrived earlier at the airport at Katsina. Now sports. Atletico Madrid have agreed a deal to sign Argentina midfielder Thiago Almada from Brazilian side the Botafogo on the La Liga. Club confirmed on Tuesday. On club, the Brazilian club have reached an agreement pending confirmation once the player passes the relevant medical examination and innovate the contract. Atletico said in a statement. Local media reports said the Almada is set to sign a contract until 2013 after Atletico paid around 21 million euro for a 24-year-old who can play as a winger. A World Cup winner with Argentina, Almada made his senior debut with Vélez Sarsfield 2018 before joining Major League Soccer Atletico United. Bangladesh will face Sri Lanka today in the third and final match of the T20 series with the aim of winning the series. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. at the R. Premadas Stadium in Colombo. After losing the first match by 7 wickets, Bangladesh bounced back in the second match. The Tigers leveled the series with an 83-run victory, which is their biggest win against Sri Lanka in T20 in terms of run. If Bangladesh wins today, third and final match, it will be their first ever T20 series victory against Sri Lanka. Until now, Bangladesh has never won a T20 series against Sri Lanka. The two teams have contested 5 bilateral T20 series previously, with the Tigers' best result winning 2-match series draw Sri Lanka in 2017. Before ending, we'll go through the SATV news headlines again. Attack on NCP convoy in Gopalganj, banned Army League activists clashed with police, Section 144 imposed. Mr. Fakhrul condemns attack on NCP's Gopalganj march, BNP leader warns of renewed chaos. Mourning Day being observed across the country on occasion of July Martyrs Day. National flag remains at half-mast in government offices. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV. And to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.